Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. So today I wanted to do a channeled message. I felt called to do one. So let me just go ahead and pull out the sage. If you guys are new to this channel is dedicated to your transformation, your alignment, as well as your healing. From time to time I like to do channeled messages beyond my pick a card readings on this channel. And I essentially like to talk about whatever is on my heart at the time as well, whatever I feel called to share, whatever message I feel called to share. Okay. Here is the singing bowl. I felt called to share a message of sort of hope and peace. Of course, you know, sometimes I set intentions, but for this one I didn't really set an intention. I just asked the guides for a message to share with the collective, and I still have one more I have to upload, so I'm kind of ahead of myself, but I just wanted to do one, and I just listen to those moods whenever I feel called to do a message. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing the channeled automatic write I did. So sometimes I get images, sometimes I get words. It's a combination of both. So I'll share that. And then I also typically like to choose a crystal. For today's reading, the channeled message, we have the blue lace agate for our channeled message. And I usually see images or, you know, pick up energies or vibe with the crystal, and that kind of gives me a message that wants to come through. So we have some really powerful messages that want to come through today. After I share the messages that I've channeled prior to starting the video, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling tarot and oracle cards. Okay. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Just know life gets real sometimes. And when I say real, I mean, it can feel heavy. And that's part of why I was able to tap into spirituality. I mean, that's why I called to it, why it rang so true for me, and it was so important for me to pursue it, because it just hurt to hurt. You know, I was just tired of hurting, and I hurt so much. It was overwhelming from like a young age. I was just always a very sensitive kid. So that's why I learned how to tap into spirituality, because I wanted a saving grace, and it has been that for me. And I'm just so blown away every day when I wake up to expanding more of my consciousness. So that's essentially what we go through when we're going through stages of awakening. We're expanding our consciousness. And, you know, first it starts off with like maybe an intellectual feeling of, I want to meditate. Give me a second. Yeah, so sometimes first the message starts off as very like intellectual. It's like, I just want some peace, and I want to feel content, and I want to figure out how to get into, you know, research psychology, and I want to understand my family more, and I want to understand myself more. And then it gets deeper and deeper if you're open to it. And I'm always asking for more. But this year has been very powerful because, you know, I thought I had a pretty good idea of like spirituality, my relationship with it, but it keeps expanding. And I think I really called for it when I set the intention to create this channel in June. I said I wanted to get more in tune with it. And I didn't realize it was going to take me to this place of doing readings, channeling messages, talking to my angels, my guides. I just thought I was going to get on camera and just talk about, you know, life advice and psychology and stuff, sensitivity. But I realized there's just so much more to it. And I'm having fun, and this is how I work. I'm a very much an intuitive person. I channel typically through like art and creativity, and then I was doing like songs and music, and I realized, I get like heart-centered messages that get straight to it when I just stop and listen without having to create anything or needing to like create some kind of art form. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's message, starting with the automatic write. So we have here, so I saw the image of a boat and it was leaking. Something was leaking. That was the first image. So the idea was that before we can take off on this journey in the boat, you're being called to check the engine first. Check the engine. The engine essentially was it's a symbol for your power. Your power is what you're being called to tap into, accessing your power. So before you can take off on your journey, we're essentially going through like a collective shift, for those of you who are part of my collective and those of you who are, I think, just kind of tuned in and tapped into what's going on energetically. Some people, they're called to shifts, but maybe they're resisting it, so it doesn't really end up as being as beneficial. But usually there's always energy shifts that are happening in the world, and you can always use it to your benefit. So essentially there's a shift that's happening, and we're all being called to create new beginnings. I mean, we are stepping into the new year, right? Very symbolic for a new beginning. But before we can step into this new beginning, we need to check the engine first. And the engine is connected to our inner source, our power. And realizing, how do we tap into that? So you need to realize your power through focus, inward concentration is what I heard. All lack abolished. So all the lack of, like, the insecurities, like, I lack this, I lack that, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for that, your power, there's no power with those words, there's no powers with those powers, there's no power with those thoughts. You need to abolish them, which means simply try to find a way to detach and focus your attention elsewhere. You don't need to take them where you're going. They have nothing to do with your journey. They have nothing to do with where you're going. So what's left when you set aside that lack and those insecurities and those doubts is space and deep sensitivity. So this space is this beautiful expansiveness that we have within us. And it's in that like empty space. To me, the space serves as many different things, but it's like a space for us to breathe, to be, to expand. I feel like whenever, I meditate and I get really centered, it feels very spacious. So I feel like space is very much symbolic of this tapping into this place where I'm not anything that I need to be. There's no labels, there's nothing. I just am. Create this space inside of you. Create this space inside of you. This essentially is also the safe space you're creating for yourself in spite of the, chaos or, inconsistencies, instability that's happening in the world. You always have that space to turn inwards to. Create the space inside of you. There is no room for past doubts and insecurities here. Here lies the truth in this space. So what I'm really coming to, what I'm sensing, and just the words, I think we all sense this at one point in time in our lives, or we're in and out of identifying it. But truth, there is no specific idea or way that it looks. It's just a felt experience. And if you allow yourself to create this space through inward focus attention, essentially meditation, releasing the doubts and intentionally bringing in or creating space within yourself, this is where you can tap into the truth. And I immediately saw kind of like a white light. So to me, it's not this defined idea of where you're going. A lot of trusting the divine has a lot to do with trusting the divine. You don't know, but the universe will take care of you if you let it. Okay. Moving on to the second part of the reading. For the crystal reading, we got the blue lace agate. Kind of looks like porcelain. It's a very pretty crystal. So the thing that came up first was I saw 3 parts. It was a circle, circle, and a circle. And they all had lines coming towards a center point. So they wanted us to talk about 3 parts of ourselves: intellect, heart, and soul. You're being called to examine these parts of yourselves right now. They all serve a purpose. So examine, reflect, and think about your intellect, your heart, and your soul, and how they are here to serve you, because every single one of them has a purpose. When that purpose is misdirected, it gets really confusing. Like, for example, our intellect, the less evolved I guess, version or experience with it is when we're getting caught up in our doubts and our insecurities and we're overthinking and we're overanalyzing, right? But you're being called to visit this for yourself and to redefine it for yourself. So I'm not really going to get into detail about it for me, because it may hold a different definition for you. The other message that came through, I was seeing like a guy, a figure, and he felt very transformative, like very unique, very different. And the message that came through with that is that life looks nothing like we imagine. So we can imagine it, but life never looks exactly how we imagine it. Because when it unfolds, it surpasses the concept of our imagination. So we can imagine, but our imagination is even limited to the possibilities out here, right? I guess that kind of takes us back to intellect and how intellect, it can expand us into ideas, but it couldn't possibly know everything. There's always so much more to know, so much more to expand into. And the last message that came through, because I kept seeing a figure who's very transformative and was very like a chimera. He was very transformative, very different. Like he had different talents and gifts. And I feel like we have this available to us. It felt like a guide. So it's like a Swift Army knife, essentially. We all have a Swift Army knife guides and light beings around us who are here to aid us. So if you feel called to know your anger more, then there would be a guide that serves you for that. If you feel called to tap into your creativity, well, there's a guide for that. So never think you're just one thing. You're never just one thing. And there's so many parts to us that we're being asked to explore. And it's in this exploration of this unfolding of being human and learning about yourself that I think we can tap further into this inner child and be in awe of life. I think a lot of people get bored by life, or they get lost in depression or their anxiety or their feelings or their situations because they forget that life is so unpredictable. Like it keeps going. There's so much you haven't experienced. Earlier I was talking to my guides and they're just like, this is just one panel of the many panels of your life. And each panel I was seeing was like an image, like a snapshot of like experiences I've had in my life. And they're like, this up until this point of your life, this is one panel. There's so much more for you to experience, and it's endless. It's endless. We're ever expanding, ever evolving beings. So even in this lifetime, you're meant to explore have many different experiences and keep going. This is what makes it exciting. They want us to identify this just to remind us how beautiful. We're never stuck because life keeps going. It keeps moving. That's the biggest blessing. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some tarot for the collective. What message do you have available to us, guides? Oh, okay. Yeah, we got some powerful messages coming through right away. We got the Four of Wands, Judgment, and we also have here the Nine of Cups. Wow. Seriously amazing. Yeah, so, we're all going through a collective rebirth right now here. We got the Judgment card. This is a rebirth. This is a reawakening to yourself. Awakening to your true self. Who you really are. Who you really are. This is what we're tapping into. Who you are is someone who has a community. Four of Wands who's here to support you, who is here for you. People who are more aligned with you. This is why it doesn't help us at all to attach ourselves to group dynamics, especially if it doesn't serve us. Sometimes it's easy to develop and cultivate a restlessness because you're like, well, this isn't it either. I'm not finding it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling that. but you can still, you're co-creating with the universe. You're dancing with the universe. Just keep dancing with the universe, and you're going to find yourself like wiggling into experiences that are much more aligned with your true happiness and abundance here. Yeah. So it's like fulfillment here. We have Nine of Cups, we have the Four of Wands. Fulfillment in everything, in all aspects of life. It is an experience that we give to ourselves. Okay, what am I getting here as well? Awakening to your true self. That one keeps coming through. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful blessings that are coming towards you. There are a lot of beautiful blessings that are coming towards you. Support is a huge one right here. So, you know, I was seeing like a guide, but it's going to come in the form of people too, and community. People who are here to support you and support your endeavors and what it is that you desire to create for yourself and your life. Community spirit. That's a cute way to word that. We have Nine of Cups. A wish is coming true for you, my dear. A wish is coming true for you. Let's just go ahead and move back and forth between like oracle cards and oracle cards and other cards. Okay, we have here great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. That is most definitely the Judgment card energy. Great teacher. Learn from experiences. Yeah, every experience is there for us to learn. Life is the greatest teacher of all. The dove is very much in this imagery. It's symbolic of freedom. So you find freedom through understanding how to hold your own in difficult circumstances, in spite of difficult circumstances. So you guys are really learning, to me, with this Judgment card and the spiritual great, learn from spiritual experiences, great teacher. You guys are kind of closing a cycle of learning a lesson that needed to be learned. The thing is, the universe doesn't punish us, but when we set intentions, when we actually call in fulfillment, we actually call in to learn whatever is blocking that fulfillment as well. So, you know, you want to get to A to C, but actually you need to go from A to B to C. So in order for us to get to A to C, first we need to figure out what's standing in the way of us getting to it. And that might be identifying, this is about shedding like identities here. It's like shedding this paradigm or this dynamic in terms of how you saw yourself. So it has a lot to do with perception and how you perceive yourself. You're a free being. You're a free spirit. You are meant to move on. Move all the way on. Oh, we got two. No, oh, okay. I was like, that's not what I think it is. So we got round and round 25. Yeah, so these are the patterns, right? These are the lessons that are needing to be learned. We go round and round until we break free and we learn the lesson. And we say, yes, it's time for change. So this is what I'm being called to say. If you guys find like, if you guys are currently in a place where you are stuck in a pattern that is not serving you, and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're just like, I'm so tired of this pattern. Well, you have to change something. Something has to change for the pattern to change. Something has to change. It can't go the same way. If you're unhappy with the outcome and the results, something needs to change. Listen to your guides. Ask your soul of the highest light, what do I need to change in order to break free of this pattern? And let that guide you. There is something that needs to change here. It can't stay the same. In order for you to really access fulfillment, you can't go doing the same thing. It has to be different. Something has to be different here, both inwardly and outwardly. We have here 39, new life. Awesome. 39, new life. 9, that breaks down to 3. Yeah, this is beautiful imagery. A woman breaking free, breaking out. Is she breaking out of an egg? I'm trying to see what's going on here. Oh, she is. Oh, this is the rebirth. Again, we were talking about judgment. Yeah. To me, what I'm getting for a lot of you guys, it's like you really are in a rebirthing process. Like this is like a serious rebirthing process where you're needing to shed, like they were saying space. Space. All you need is space. It's kind of like leaving the house with an empty suitcase. Don't take anything with you. Just go. All you need is a suitcase, because along the way in this new journey, when you get in that boat, you're going to find like new things to collect and put into that suitcase. Or maybe it's always going to be empty because life is ever changing, ever evolving, ever expanding. And so maybe you'll put in clothes for each temporary stop, and then you'll take it out and keep shedding it. So it's like a constant shedding. Huh. That's so interesting. So it's like a constant rebirth then. I don't know. I'm going through, I always get these like insane insights sometimes, and I'm like, should I go there? Is that too much for you? Because sometimes when you get into like this like esoteric knowledge, it can get so vague. Like it can get so, I don't know if it's ungrounded is a word, but it's just like you can keep going. But essentially right now what you're going through is a rebirthing process. There's a new version of you that wants to come out, the version of you that is fulfilled. I heard come ready. So to me, those words are symbolic for come ready for change, come ready for whatever wants to unfold. Wake up, go to sleep with that attitude of like you're ready for change, you're ready for something different, ready for something new. I'm ready. It's actually that attitude. I'm feeling it. It's actually that attitude, that experience of I'm ready, come ready, I'm ready every day. Waking up with that kind of attitude, it's going to get you what you need every single time. So the more you tap into this I'm ready, the more things are going to line up, the more the universe is going to send you experiences that really delight you. That's what I'm hearing. That really delight you. Okay, let's just have fun. Let's do the tea leaf oracle here. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day or evening. So I'm supposed to be doing a live, well, I might have done it by the time I upload this. We'll see. I'm just like, I don't know, because there's like an event happening that day, and I'm just like, oh, the timing is a little weird. Ooh, those are really cool. And then we'll see if there's any that wants to come from here. All right, guys, get ready. You know what's so funny? Okay, so we have 3 animals, which is very interesting. We have the owl. We have an owl. You can see him. Cool little guy. We have a lion. And we have the tortoise. And then I heard, what's that Narnia book? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Huh. And it's about being transported to another world where people get to experience magic. I like these. I like that we have 3 archetype in our animals, because I was talking about the 3 parts. The 3 parts. Intellect, heart, and soul. Okay, so we have your owl. Good advice from a wise person. And we have the spiritual teacher, great teacher, sorry. Is there a teacher coming into our lives? Isn't life the greatest teacher of all? Well, if you're on YouTube, I wouldn't doubt you have access to a great teacher somewhere. Good advice from a wise person. We have tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah, just like exactly what I was talking about. In order for us to get to from A to C, we have to go through B first, right? So it's like, you got to make sure you check every little piece of that engine, get it going. There's not really a shortcut in life. I don't know. I think people do. It's kind of what do you call it? It's a misinterpretation when people are saying you can just kind of manifest it. We're always manifesting. It's about like aligning it. And like constantly getting into that state of it's cooking up, it's getting ready for me, I got it, I trust it. That's really bringing it bringing it to you. It's not just a sudden, nothing just happens suddenly. But I'm being brought to the space. There's something about space that's really going to help for you to manifest what you're wanting to manifest. You just need space. We have here lion, time to act. So some of you may be calling to like actually create space as well. I'm getting in all areas. So it's like physically, you can create space in your home, clean up, clear out space, but also mental space, clear out your mind, forget who you were or who you thought you were. And then fill the space inside of you, your heart. Create space in your heart for more to come in. We have your lion, time to act. So now it's the time to act. Yes, we're acting and we are slowly but surely getting ahead with the tortoise. But we're moving from a place of wisdom here. So it's like whatever rings true. If there's a teacher or a person, any person's a teacher. A child can be a teacher. It doesn't have to be like someone who's so super serious and intentional about like, I'm coming here with this wise message for the people. It could just be a child. It could be a bird. And like, oh, that bird taught me something today. But specifically says good advice from a wise person, and we have great teacher. So let's go ahead and look into that. I'll pull some clarifiers here. Clarifier for the great teacher, please, in the owl. I feel like this is very similar energy, guys. What is going on? Reveal it to me. Ooh. Okay, we have the magician. Yeah, that's Mercury. It's intellect there. Clarify. Another card. Another card. Ten of Swords. Well, that's life. Life is the best, greatest teacher of all. But we have Gemini energy. Huh. Oh, there's a teacher. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay, so there might be someone in your community who can advise you, who could help you. We have a King of Cups, 3 Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Magician. So this is someone who's most definitely, they have a deeply evolved, with the King of Cups and the Magician, a spiritual relationship with life and with life. Someone who's, openly more in tune with their emotions, someone who is fluid with their emotions, someone who believes in the universe, who's very open-minded, very smart, very intelligent, kind of magical here. Someone who has most definitely experienced pain and had to do their own healing. Here, we have 3 Pentacles, so yeah, so there may be someone who is coming to you, who's amongst your community, who can kind of help you, give you advice, and just kind of redirect you on your path. And I'm like, as long as you're calling in to be aligned and, find something that's true to your heart, that's all you need to focus on. All you need is space. Along the way, you're just going to figure out what you need to do. So I was seeing the figure. I said guide, but I think this is actually a figure for some of people. It's someone who's very, they're innovative is the word that popped in my head. They're innovative, they're transformative. So they acknowledge like different parts of themselves. They're not just one thing. They could be like multi-talented, kind of like a multi-gifted person here with the 3 Pentacles and the Magician. Creative, we get the King of Cups. So this person is creative as well. So if there's someone who shows up in your life, whether it's on, YouTube, online, in social media, on TV, or in person, this would be someone you could reference to or reference as you go along your journey here. Yeah. This person showed up as the King of Cups. So this is someone who, and in combination with the 3 Pentacles, I feel like this is someone who is a leader, who is already leading a community, who already has really good advice to give to their community in terms of how they need to proceed. So if you feel like you're stuck right now, with the 10 of Swords, that could be like, I'm kind of feeling stuck or just like maybe overwhelmed. If you're feeling stuck, there may be someone who can aid you and help like relieve you of any kind of anxiety or stress about decisions that need to be made. If you're on a journey where you're feeling good, you're feeling positive, and you're just open to the divine guidance, then it looks like there's someone available who again is emotionally intelligent, very aware, self-aware is what I'm getting, and creative and tapped in, tuned in, and intuitive, who can kind of help you here. Yeah, I'm getting this person is humble. This is a person who very humble, very much can, they're here to just like help people figure out what they need to do. They're not trying to like force the situation in any way, shape, or form. They're just kind of here to guide people on their journeys. Okay, let's keep pulling cards. Yeah, so we have here 13, wealthy man. Very interesting. So to me, this is, again, just like someone who shows up as a leader. Someone who has been able to create stability for themselves. Right? That's what the wealthy man symbolizes. Someone who's been able to create stability. It has the number 13 on the card as well. To me, that number is about like change. Someone who embraces change, innovative, someone who's like inventive. This person's standing in front of like a machine of some sort. Confident and innovative and open. That's what you're looking for as a source for someone to maybe like partner with or work with, who can kind of help give you additional guidance on your journey. Yeah. Someone who also embodies masculine energy. So this energy is about taking action. So we have the lion, right? So this is, right, taking action. But stability as well with the tortoise. So earthy energy kind of coming through there. Stable, action taker, willing to be seen. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I feel like my mind's kind of working a little slow, but I really wanted to do this. So, I mean, my energy just, it fluctuates. Sometimes it's moving fast. Today it's definitely moving slow. And I'm like, I can't force it to move at any other pace than what it's already moving at. So I'm just like, let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Let us see what else we can. Guidance for the collective. And then I think we'll do a few more and then we'll end it. So we have here water, Mama Kocha, 33. So 33 again about this Ascendant Masters. I'm saying again because it took me to the Great Teacher. So teacher and 33 water. Yeah, so I feel like with this King of Cups energy, this is someone who could also help you maybe kind of navigate your emotions. If that's what you're feeling like you need to do, is like stabilize your emotions, navigate your emotions. Mama Kocha, it's like very feminine, nurturing energy as well, and compassionate energy. So emotions is like, learning how to master your emotions is a masterclass in it of itself. It requires time and patience. So, and like, oops, just got my lipstick on there. It requires time and patience and a lot of compassion towards yourself. What am I getting from this? Mama Kocha. I don't know. It feels like magic to me. It really does. It feels so mystical, magical. She's got that turquoise paint on her. Clarity. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So a lot of you, if you're needing clarity, you're going to be able to kind of get some clarity. Clarity is coming towards you in terms of what you need to do. I'm getting like clear waters, right? I'm thinking like, you know, when you go to the Bahamas or wherever you go on vacation where the water is very clear and very beautiful. It just feels like that. It's like a cleanse. It's clear. I can see clearly now. I can tap into my creativity effortlessly, and it just feels so good and beautiful and abundant. Okay. Let me pull from the astrological oracle deck here. House 1, Gemini. Yeah. So you guys are most definitely being called to, again, house 1 that's some powerful stuff. Like, we got some powerful messages coming through. Y'all are manifesting, like, your purpose. You're stepping to a place of fulfillment. You are finding a way to align with a community of people who believe in what you're doing, who support your journey, who are here to support your journey, who are here to support you in your belief system, who are here just to support you, the human being / spiritual being. So with the Gemini, that's about networking. So you're being called to network, be open, Now's not the time to be shy. Gemini energy is like very creative. It's like, let's have conversations. Let's talk about things. Let's like re-examine what's important to us. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about, with the Magician, and that also connected to Mercury, like, let's just talk about the universe. Let's talk about anything and everything. Anything and everything, how it all works. Now's the time to like have these fun conversations. In the previous channel messages, they talked a lot about like connections, right? Having a good time with people, making friends. Now's a really good time to step into that place of friendship and trusting that, because this is what you're calling in. You're calling in like new experiences with people that feel so much more lighthearted and easy. So life isn't so heavy, right? It doesn't have to be. That's just one way. We get house 1. So this is about you standing out and stepping into your power, right? We were talking about the power. You stepping into your power, you utilizing your power. We were talking about, again, the new life, reinventing yourself, rebirthing yourself. Yeah. This is, again, the bird is coming out the egg. It's a repetitive message. Now's the time for you to invest in this experience and enjoy it and tap further into it. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll end it. Study. Yeah, Gemini energy is also about studying too. You know, it's the mind, it's the intellect. So we have here study. Let my mind be clear, right? And I was talking about clarity. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. Huh. So you're also being called, again, we were talking about that space and creating space. So you need to study how you can create this space. Also study how you can get from A to C, right? What you're manifesting. It requires quiet, focus, and study. That is what that is. Maybe some of you are being called to read a book. There's a certain book that's going to give you the right answer. I'm definitely feeling for you. There's connections. There are people. There are some conversations that you can have that will give you the clarity on where you need to go. And it's not, when I'm talking about clarity, I don't think you guys are confused. It's that the universe only reveals certain things to us all at once. Like we're not given all the information all at once. We're given like little bits and pieces of information because the universe requires you to be moldable and maneuver like quickly, and be very intuitive. So it's like when it says jump, jump, and it might seem illogical, but something in you is saying, but this feels right, right? That's the heart and soul. The intellect is there to kind of help you organize your ideas, the details, and the information, but the heart and soul will really guide you on this journey. And it's quick in terms of making decisions. It's very intuitive. So you're going to be getting a lot of clarity about like what next steps to take, for example. You know, sometimes we feel like we're be left in the dark, but the irony is that that's actually the way we're supposed to live our lives. I was watching a video the other day. I need to recommend this guy, but I forgot his last name. His first name is Kyle. But he was talking about direction and how we always want direction in life. And he's like, actually, you don't need direction. The universe will show you. It'll guide you. It's only going to give you the first 3 to 4 steps, and then the rest is kind of foggy. But if you follow that, just know and trust, you're going to like be taken care of every single time and every step of the way. And it's not going to feel confusing. It's going to be like, oh, this makes sense. But you have to let it make sense for you. A lot of times we're fighting with ourselves, right? We get in our own way. We're fighting with ourselves, and we're blocking our own manifestations because we're like, but I need direction, but I need to stop fighting with yourself. Just let it and allow it. And I love how I was like, man, I made my video about eliminating self-doubt, and then I had his video on my playlist, and then I watched his video, and it was exactly in alignment with that message. So I was just like, wow, what are the chances that this guy just pops up randomly on my feed? Never heard of this guy before. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Y'all need to wake up. There ain't no such thing as a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence in this life, in this reality. Everything is energy. It's all like connecting you to somewhere. So it's like the more you call it in, it's like I'm calling in stability. I'm calling in figuring it out. The universe is just going to align things for you to have it. But we're always fighting with ourselves. We're constantly telling ourselves, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy, when we're saying, but I doubt it. But I doubt it. Every time you doubt it, you're saying, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. So just trust it. Trust the process. Trust that it's allowed to be foggy, and then it's allowed to be clear, and then it's allowed to be foggy, and then it's allowed to be clear. And it's this dance. That's the dance with the universe they're always talking about. So we have here 8. Because I can feel it. Like, I can feel like where I'm moving towards. How I'm going to get there, I don't know. It's magical how things happen, though. It's so magical when doors just open. So over here, ritual, body worship, sacral chakra, 8. So again, we were talking about stability, 8. Prosperity, stability. Body worship is about being more attuned to your body and listening to its need. We were talking about the heart, soul, and intellect, but the heart is of the body. To me, the heart is the source for which we measure what's going on in our body and for us to connect and delve into what we need. Sacral chakra, it's all about listening to your gut instincts. It's about that impulse to take action and move towards your desires. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up the book for this ritual body, sacral chakra, and then we'll end this. Oh my goodness. What is this? 8. 8 it is. 8, baby. What you gonna do? Okay, we have here a clear mind sees beauty and potential. Look at that. Clear mind again. A clear mind sees beauty and potential. Going deeper into a meditative practice. What have we been talking about this entire reading? Designed to clear negative self-image programs. It is again about self-image and the insecurities and the self-doubt. Out of the mind would be very beneficial now. So guys, there it is. Create space through a meditative practice. When the mind is clear, you can see your true beauty and real potential. When the mind is clear, you can see your beauty and your potential. Your body is amazing, wonderful, a miracle. Can you truly appreciate it? Worshipping your body is not fantasizing over or focusing on your body image. To worship your body is to understand you are pure divinity, inseparable from the miracle of life. When you see your body as an incredible sacred creation, a wonderland, you will be cultivating reverence for it and seeing it as a miracle of the whole of you. Your holiness, your grace, your sovereignty. With reverence for your body, you nurture and nourish it. You listen and take great care and pride in your total well-being. You will understand that this is your responsibility to have command over your mind so that energy flows freely through your body. Study and practice. Study and practice authentic yoga for a command over the secretions of your glandular system, emotions, mood swings, and internal narrative. Okay, so they just said authentic yoga. This takes me back to, I have my little Shiva statue here I made in pottery class. It wasn't pottery. Was it pottery? No, it was sculpture. No. Oh, no, it was pottery. Or ceramics. Dang, I don't remember. Ceramics. Okay. Anyways, the whole point is, they said study, right? And do authentic yoga. So authentic yoga is really just about being present in the body and tapping into the awareness. You don't have to be like stretching, doing all these things. But I followed Parash Trivedi. He wrote this book, and actually he's a very unique character, I gotta say, but I can't not like this dude. I can't not like him and his findings and his teachings. Like some of the things he says, I'm just like, okay, but some of the things he says is just so direct and it just makes perfect sense to me. But he always talks about authentic yoga, which is essentially awareness in the body. It's just like sit still. That's it. There's no like doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Okay. So you guys can do that and develop a practice of some kind of meditative practice that resonates with you. It says here, meditate upon your true self and understand how saintly you are. So that is your assignment, my collective. That is going to be the end of this reading. Meditate on your true self and who you truly are and what you have truly available to yourself. I just like the word truly today. Truly, truly. Who are you really? And you'll know that when you meditate and you just sit in awareness. That's who you are. Okay. That's going to be the end of this channel message. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe to support the channel, and have a beautiful day or evening.